So Alex Spellman and Stowe Buntz were on a morning show a few months ago during a CDC weekend. And first of all, I just think it's so cool that these dart players are getting that kind of exposure being on TV and that they're out there helping promote our sport and help getting more eyes on it. So that was just really cool to see. But also the host asked them, how do you aim the dart? And they both compared it to shooting a free throw in basketball. And I thought this was really interesting, and it kind of got me thinking about the similarities of throwing a dart and shooting a free throw in basketball. And maybe talking about these things can help you bring them into your darts game and help you become a better darts player. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this one, guys. But first, if you're new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button before you go and drop the video a thumbs up. So the first thing that I think about, and it's something that Alex Spellman mentioned in the interview, is that you have to have a follow-through. When a basketball player shoots a free throw, they're not stopping here right when they let go of the ball. They're bringing it up and having a full follow-through. Being a PE teacher, we teach the kids getting your fingers in the cookie jar. So it's like reaching up, trying to get your fingers in the cookie jar. And in darts, it's no different. You need to make sure you are having a full follow-through towards your target. And once again, I get so many people that say, well, Johnny Clayton doesn't have a full follow-through. This player doesn't. This player doesn't. Exceptions do not make the rule. Having a full follow-through is super important, and those players that don't have a full follow-through, I 100% guarantee you that they would tell you to have a full follow-through. So that's the first thing. That's the comparison. The next thing I think about is the stance. We don't talk about the stance a lot in darts. Usually it's about aiming, your follow through, the mental game and stuff, but the stance is so important. You need to make sure you are having a solid foundation. Think of your body as a big building. If you don't have a nice solid foundation to your building, it's going to crumble. So you need to make sure that you are having a good, solid, balanced stance on your darts throw. When basketball players shoot a free throw, they are not lifting their feet up off the ground. They keep their stance. Yeah, they might come up on their tippy toes, but they are not allowed to bring their foot off of the ground like they would a jump shot. So that's the other thing I think about. So when you have your dart stance, you want to make sure that you're nice and balanced. I got my stance here. When I throw my dart, my body's not really moving. You know, you might have a little bit of natural movement because of the momentum of your arm and stuff, but for the most part, your body should be staying still. The action is all in your arms. Now, in a free throw, there's a lot more action going on in your body because you bend your legs a little bit, your upper body, and all that stuff. But we're comparing the two here, and the comparison is the stance, that it is solid and balanced. So make sure that you're having a good solid stance, and that's another comparison. The next thing we're going to talk about here is focus. Okay, focusing is so important on your darts throw and a free throw attempt. It's very similar because when you shoot a free throw, that's your one shot. When you approach the line with your darts, those are your 3 shots. So one thing I like that Spellman said is he said, think about the pressure when you go up there and shoot a free throw. Now think about doing that 3 times every time you approach the darts line. So focus is going to be so important every time you approach that line and having that positive mindset. When basketball players are coming up to the line to shoot their free throw, they're not just thinking, oh, I hope I make this, or, you know, I'm aiming to get this in the hoop. No, they are focused and they are telling themselves, I am going to make this free throw. When you approach the line, you need to tell yourself, I am going to hit this 180. I am going to hit this 40 out. Now, does that mean you're going to hit it every single time? No, of course not. And making a free throw percentages are a lot higher than hitting your target on the darts board. But still, having that positive mindset and manifesting those dart shots is going to help you hit your target a lot more. So you need to make sure that you are good and focused. And think about a darts player. Behind them, a lot of times, if it is the away team shooting a free throw, all the fans in the background are doing everything that they can to try to distract them. What does that basketball player see? Of course, I mean, it's impossible not to see it, but all they're looking at is that basketball hoop, and all they're thinking about is, I'm making this, okay? And if it is a distraction to them, you would never see it because they're just so in the zone focus. So make sure that you are focused on your shot. This is something that I struggled with a little bit because I was over practicing and I was not focusing in my practice. And then it led to me not being able to focus on the actual dartboard. So focus is another one. The last thing we're going to talk about here is consistency. When you watch a basketball player shoot a free throw, if you watch Michael Jordan, every time he shoots it, it's the same. LeBron James, every time he shoots it, it's the same. Kobe Bryant, all these players, they have the same exact motion that they practice all the time. It is the same motion every time. Now, when you're shooting a jump shot in basketball, it might be a little bit different because that's kind of situational. Is there someone defending you? Are you worried about them blocking your shot? Are you coming off of a dribble? So yes, jump shots are similar, but you're going to do it differently a lot. But every time they shoot the free throw, it is the same shot every single time, and it is no different in darts. Consistency is what separates the best players in the world to, the B-level players and the C-level players, because we are all capable of hitting triple 20s and 180s. The difference is the consistency of being able to do it. And the more consistent your darts throw, the more consistently you will hit your target. Think about Michael Jordan. He would come up to the line, close his eyes, and shoot the free throw. How is he able to do that? Because he has done the same free throw. Oh, my camera's turning off. Because he has done the same free throw motions probably tens of thousands of times, maybe even hundreds of thousands of times throughout his whole basketball career, that he knows if I have this stance right here and I bring the basketball up and I shoot it just like this, it's gonna go in. So same thing with darts. Every time you approach that line, your stance should be the same. Your dart should be at the same level. Your grip should be the same. Your follow through should be the same. Your focus should be the same. All these things will help you with your consistency, okay? So I guess that's pretty much it, guys. One thing that Stowe said, too, is that when you're aiming your dart, you're not necessarily aiming like you would aiming a gun or like a bow and arrow where you're like, all right, close one eye, make sure that this is in line and all this stuff. No, you just kind of go up and do it. That's another thing with free throws, too. Some players might stop and aim a little bit, but they're not sitting there like, all right, I got this, I got this. A lot of basketball players, they do a couple dribbles, and they just bring it up and go, okay? Because it's so natural to them and the consistency that they know that they're going to do those same motions. So that's kind of it with darts. You don't have to sit here and, okay, is it perfect line? All right, I'm going to sit here and keep aiming, and now I'm going to go, okay? It's just a matter of coming up. You know how to aim your dart casually and naturally, that you'll go up there and just do it. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I thought it was a really cool comparison, them talking about comparing it to basketball, and maybe if you're a previous basketball player, or maybe you've never played basketball ever in your life, maybe just talking and thinking about these things will help you with your darts throw. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you are still around here at the end of the video, please make sure to drop some darts emojis down below. I'll see you all in the next one, and shoot well.